Hi, I'm Steve Adams and welcome to Boat Show TV. I'm pleased to say here in the studio we have Kim Skov-Neilsen. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming over to join us here in the middle of the show in the beautiful sunshine.
Lucky, aren't we?
We certainly are. Now you're at the show to sign and talk to people about your new book, which we'll come to in a minute. But we've just been chatting about some of your sailing history and some of it's pretty impressive. Give us an idea of what you've been doing in terms of the sailing world.
Well, I mean, I've been sailing professionally for over 30 years. My first ocean race was the 79 Fastnet. I went on to do 2 America's Cups and be involved in 2 round the world races.
So you just said that very quickly, didn't you? You just said the 79 Fastnet, a couple of round the world races. The 79 Fastnet, as we all know, is a big bit of history. Those are big things. So what got you involved in racing then?
I took a year off from university and wanted to do some sailing, and I never went back. Just stayed with the sailing.
And so round the world, how did you find that?
I actually only did the 2 Southern Ocean legs. So I never did.
Only the 2 Southern Ocean legs?
Yeah.
The hardest legs on the whole planet?
Yeah.
And what are your recollections of those?
Cold. Very cold. For a long time. For 30 days, cold.
And the sea state?
As you would expect. Huge.
So you've done the hardest things you can in sailing. You've experienced possibly one of the biggest racing disasters. You still keep on sailing, and nowadays you're working as a...
I work as a surveyor. I decided to come ashore about 10 years ago and try living in a house.
You may have made that decision a bit earlier.
Yeah, my parents were sure that it was going to come after the 79 Fastnet. But no, I love the sailing. I love being on boats. I love talking about boats, talking to people about boats. So surveying is a natural thing for me.
So you got a big experience of boats in different situations, and your book is called Rig Basics. Now, I know from my own sailing experience that people are very, very nervous about touching the rigging, tuning the rigging, what they should or shouldn't do, because the one thing you certainly don't want is to be out on a boat that's been dismasted. So give us an idea of the most common things that your average sort of sailor tends to worry about.
The average sailor worries about what he should be looking for, about how often he should be looking to maintain his rig, about whether he should be inspecting it once, twice, or 3 times a year. Those are the things that most people ask about. And
so you obviously address those. And is it just a case of confidence, or is there a bit of technical knowledge that you do have to acquire?
There is some technical knowledge. It's not huge. Most of it is practical rather than really technical. And that's probably the thing about sailing. It is practical. You need good practical sense to take a boat to sea. And if you have good common sense, that's what it is, mostly common sense.
So you've been here at the show signing some of your books and chatting to people.
Yeah.
And how has that been going? What sort of questions have people been asking you here?
Well, what do I do if something breaks? You know, which bit is most likely to break? And those are the sort of things that I've been trying to answer.
Fantastic. Well, we've had a little flick through. I think it's something I need to get my head around.
Good.
So having been in different situations myself, so we'll have a good look through. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us here.
My pleasure,
and
Steve.
I hope you have a lovely rest of the day.
Thank you. You too.